You are of the Igbo tribe, Bennett. When you have truth, the thing you are told you cannot do is the thing you must do. Embrace that, and nothing created by man can bring you down.
Don't do this. Please. Don't do this.
I am bound by tradition and honor to offend.
Okay, so one thing that I forgot to bring up was the mind, body, soul in martial arts, which is consistent in Christianity and Abrahamic faiths as well, and using your sense of honor and morality and not corrupting your soul with dark philosophies. Going to battle with righteous indignation. I barely touched on this, and it needs to be explored a little bit more. Now, before many battles, different societies and cultures, they had their war arts, they had their rituals before battle. They saluted the dead more often than not after battle, and they had other rituals. And sometimes they would make sacrifices to the gods before battles, depending on their religion, of course. So that is another thing. You know, martial arts has everything to do with war, honor, and submission to a greater cause or set of principles or a belief system.
So, Chuku, could I just add that with you being the top martial artist, you've learned how to boost your self-respect, understand yourself better, define, overcome weaknesses, and challenging and empowering yourself at the same time.
Yes, and all this time, again, they're trying to keep me from being driven. They're trying to put me beneath someone else, make me kind of hold my head down and be like, you know, waiting for advice, waiting for orders, like some kind of a bitch. They don't want you to be self-determined and motivated and driven, okay?
Yeah, but it's really important to know that despite you being drug-fueled and constantly harassed in any shape and form, you've still kept your martial arts training consistent, and, you know, your viewers and people who need to understand what's going on with you, you know, your voice being heard is so important.
Yes, you know, and you got to realize that in life, before I was even gang stalked, you know, I got it, especially at private schools from other classmates. They were trying to make it seem like I'm not smart when I was way more intelligent than they were. You know, I did Algebra 2 in kindergarten. Some of them still haven't been able to do Algebra 2, you know, but that they wanted me to feel like I was inferior, that I'm an idiot, that I should just be some kind of McDonald's worker or something. No, and again, you know, I have nothing against McDonald's workers. A lot of them are good people. A lot of them are, you know, using it as a stepping stone, you know, and paying bills with it, and they have other aspirations. Some of them are disabled. I have nothing against them. But the point is, they were trying to keep me beneath them socially. And that was despicable. They want to keep me from cultivating my mind, body, and soul. And they wanted me to, you know, adopt a satanic philosophy and respect a hierarchy, a social hierarchy given to us by Satanists in various groups. You know, the punk rock movement, you know, the hip hop or the rap, you know, the Democrats, the Republicans. These are all satanic groups, gangs. So there's satanic symbolism. Satanic groups that have hierarchies, right? In the Crips, for example, there's rappers who are rappers/Crips who are more respected than other gang members. They have more money, more women, more fame, what have you. And these are the things that stereotypically Satan offers you, right? He'll make you a movie star. He'll make you rich and famous. And there's a hierarchy. And it's despicable. You know, it's the order.
I admire one of your quotes where you said you shouldn't be able to interfere with man's natural connection with God.
Oh, absolutely. We were talking about this earlier, where people who interfere with your natural connection using drugs and otherwise. However, you should have the right to make your own choices, for we have free will. But no one should be able to put you under mind control or force medicate you or covertly medicate you. That is an abomination. Your connection with God is way more important than their Age of Enlightenment agenda. Their Luciferianism has no place with the civilized man in a civilized world. True civilization is following the hierarchy of God. It's not racial supremacy. It's not injecting your ulterior motives. It's doing what is consistent with God. We do not see that. We see Luciferianism. We see atheism. We see Satanism. We see paganism. We see pedophilia. We see feminism. And all these negative isms that exist in society that are blasphemous, abominations, heretics' inventions, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. It has no place in the civilized world. You know, before Christianity got a hold of the world, let's be honest now, people were walking around naked. They were fucking each other in the butt. They were having sex with their mother and babies and stuff, okay? They were disgusting, doing detestable things, having sex with animals in pagan rituals. And let's be honest now, let's be honest. There's a certain truth to Christianity civilizing the world. However, it's not as simple as white Christians civilized the world. Civilization came in increments. It started perhaps in Egypt. And then there was another wave of civilization, global civilization, if you will, that came from Christians who happened to be mostly white. And there's...
But for the like-minded, they can always see that in the Hollywood movies as well, because they actually display that.
And then there was a wave of the golden age of Islam. They brought us a lot of inventions and mathematics and a lot of things that no one talks about that also civilized man. So it's funny how they'll turn around and say, well, you know, these terrorists are barbaric and Islam is barbaric. When, yes, what the terrorists do, a lot of it is barbaric. But the white man, you know, the Europeans were going through the dark ages. They were burning books and shit when Islam was going through the golden age. This isn't the first time in history where the Europeans and the Jews are seeking to take us back in time. They burned books. They went through the dark ages. Okay, they suppressed knowledge. And it wasn't just the Christians doing it. It was the social controllers. Okay? There's always been wolves in sheep's clothes and good people. Christians seek the truth. They seek the kingdom of heaven. They don't suppress truth. That's insane. That's what the social controllers do. And some of them happen to call themselves Christians. But when no one is looking, they call themselves Masons these days. They call themselves occultists and esoteric ninnies. And speaking of esotericism, that goes back to the roots of words. The Greek and Latin roots. Rome and Greece, Greco-Roman world. Judeo-Greco-Roman world. That included Germany and England and France, as well as other nations. So, absolutely, these people are concerned with the roots of words. They understand the deeper implications because they study the fucking roots. You know? So to think that, you know, that these people are the good guys, that makes my stomach turn. When I see Americans like, I'm proud to be an American. And how come the first thing you're doing is you're waving an American flag? If you're a Christian, shouldn't God come first? Isn't God before country? Doesn't it go God, family, country or some shit? Since when do we put our country first? Since then we put philosophies of the devil above God and then turn around and say we're Christians. Let me say it again. Since when do we put philosophies of Luciferianism and Satanism above God and then turn around and call ourselves Christians? Christianity is not about conforming to evil. It is about becoming one with God. Doing what God says. Submitting to God, not to Babylon. Carrying our cross for God, not pushing the line or towing the party line for a Babylonian political party. We are men of honor and men of God, and to me as a martial artist, it is so detestable. You know, as a martial artist, kind of like the samurais, I am more than willing to die proudly for what I believe. And what I believe is in God Almighty. Any thoughts?
No, completely.
So we'll cut off there. I got a little, I went a little longer. We'll end it there.